Monday Night Raw before Money in the Bank. Shawty, what do you think? Anyway, kicked off with us all up in the crowd just to be able to see so Jay up there ready to get his yeet on. I was like, did he go through the crowd? You know, hyping everybody up. Everybody loves it, that whole thing. Gets into the base of the ring, talking about how he gonna be Money in the Bank. Then Chad Gable decided to step his short ass out here and started being like, I'm not even gonna say that because that's not even a word. Basically confronts Jay, basically saying it's Jay's fault for the Wyatt being here because of the Fireflies. I was like, Jay's like, I don't want none of that. You can keep that. And guess who shows up? The Wyatts. They don't fully show up. I was like, Chad is trying to disappear. He keeps seeing his silhouettes every single place that he goes until I don't know what I was like. I don't know if we call him by their own names of Nikki Cross, or we're going to do it by the character they are with Sister Abigail. I don't know, but Nikki Cross basically showed up again with the package as the security team basically was laid out once again. I was like, and then they did the video, obviously, later on. Then we got Xavier Woods and Karrion Kross. Kross lost here, which, I mean, I guess is what they're playing in. And I was like, did they just beat the hell out of him and basically just tore up Kofi's arm until, you know. I guess to me, the story is like having Xavier Woods. Well, nobody's trying to lose. And I'm going to say you could say that's the Xavier Woods winning while Kofi's not around. Except for that's not what happened here. I don't know where this is going right now. I mean, I know where it fully can go. I just don't know where it's going right now. So, and it was a really short match to not really speak on anything here. But anyway, if it gets to where its destination is, I was like, well, we can save it. Anyway, are we rolling through the back? Damien is talking to Dom, like, hey, have you talked to Rhea? And he's like, yeah, Rhea's fine. Yeah, Rhea's good. And he's like, okay, cool, because I talked to Rhea, and she's pissed. And he's like, oh, you been lying, buddy boy. Then they go into the Judgment Day locker room, and you can already hear. And then you see Liv is all up in that joint, happy, jumping, screaming, you know, all that stuff. Carlito, fine with because of, you know, things cool. And Damien has to, I was like, basically, and Finn get pulled to the side. And then they sort of have a little back and back. I was like, hey, Liv, it's all right. I don't see the problem. Damien like, how you don't see the problem? And he's like, look, she got a tag team titles. Something you haven't really done. You don't seem to be wanting us around. You over here switching up on us. And then Dan's like, listen, I know what I said, but I was like, you do need me. I'm the world champion, just like how we needed Rhea when she was the main champion. That's what that sort of thing means. And he's like, oh, okay, sure, that's what it is, buddy. All right. And then after that, I was like, all right, cool. Liv a little bit earlier said she got to go. She got her match against Zelina. So they go to the ring. Zelina, Liv. I was like, it was a really good match. I was like fast paced. I was like Zelina was sort of doing a lot of technical wrestling stuff with her arm whips and things like that. But then I was like, then Dom, of course, gonna get his mustache involved. But then that brings out his daddy and Ray to come out and help as well. But before that, Dom did try to come out. Was like, hey, look, here's the chair. Use it. Zelina's like, I don't want it. Threw it back at Dom in his face, which caused Liv to get really mad and basically beat Zelina that way. I didn't think that it was going to be such a clean finish. To be honest, I thought it was going to be, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not like it wasn't murky, but I thought it was going to be like a DQ type of finish more than some shenanigans happen type of finish. Because I thought they might set up at Money in the Bank. And I was like, and they were still fighting later on in the night, but it didn't seem like it was set up for Money in the Bank. Yeah, I was like, yeah. Anyway, so that happened as Liv was like, "Thank you, Daddy." Oh man, that was a lot to Dom on helping her win. I was like, then after that, we was able to get Seth Rollins. He comes down to the ring, you know, does his jargon where he the visionary, revolutionary, architect, blah blah blah, that whole thing. Then, as he's over here talking about why he's trying to separate Priest from Judgment Day, it's not because of what we all assume, but basically because so he could do it on his own. Then not Damian Priest, then Balor comes out and it's like, oh man, I'm really tired of having to hear you talk and you doing this, and the reason that our group is messing around the way it is basically because of you, even though Seth has only been here 2 weeks. But in regards, Seth is like, I'm really sick of you talking. You really just more insulted because Damian Priest is the champion and you're not. And that makes Finn Balor mad. When Damian Priest comes out there, basically it's like, hey, I can fight my own battles. But as they trying to get into it with Seth, Finn Balor hits him from behind, and he's like, come on, Damian. And Damian's like, no, that's not what we're going to do. We're not doing that. And then Seth basically super kicks them both, but curb stomps Finn Balor. And, all right, so I was like, it's going to be intriguing because I was like, I would have been like, Damian Priest is going to win it. Damian Priest is going to beat Seth. A little tricky after that, but we'll get to that another time. We eventually did see the Uncle Howdy video, which I was like, I kind of like to see. I was like, I'll do a brief one here because I normally do. I also do the video separate, but this one sort of broke it down even more. I mean, like, he's still explaining more so. They're putting it more in depth. That basically, he basically is like, hey, I'm not special, but I'm taking these people in. I'm helping them out. We were the forgotten ones and whatnot. And man, is he gonna show up at Money in the Bank against Chad? That's gonna be something. Oh, that's good. But yeah, no, basically you've seen towards the end that it broke down to where it was like, is this, I'm gonna say Bo, because he did say believe several times in there. And I was like, where's Bo or Uncle Howdy? No, it was Uncle Howdy. No, it was the Bo. And it broke down basically to tell you that it's one person that once he started figuring out what he was trying to say, that he basically honed in on who he is, kind of, or what it is that's going on. I was like, we also had a Zoe Starks, Ivy Niles, and Dakota Kai match. I was like, it was a really fun match. I thought they were going to give the road to Ivy Niles, not gonna lie. But basically, I was like, Kairi Sane tried to come out there and interrupt at the end, which, you know, sort of gave Dakota Kai a leg up to take out Ivy. But really what that did was Isla Dawn and Alba Fire came out to ruin the things. What that really did was just give a chance for Zoe Stark to basically win the match, and she's going to be the last participant in Money in the Bank. Yeah, I thought it was going to be Ivy now. I thought they were going to give her a shot at this, but hey, I was like, still one of the young ones, so I knew it was going to be Kai, though, because they already got Io in there, and I was like, it's a little too early to start, you know, doing those type of things, even though they're doing it a different way. So then we got Ray versus Dom, and basically, I'm also really thought that Dom was gonna win this one because he's been losing to a dad several times, and maybe that's gonna actually be the story, that when he's actually ready to take over is when he will actually beat his dad. Maybe that's the actual story. Maybe it's not gonna be this rivalry going back and forth. Maybe it's like, you can't beat your dad until you're ready. You know, I guess a little real life type of thing. Because I'm like, you go fight your dad. Like, maybe not right now. He might be at work, and he will beat your ass at that moment. But I was like, but they're going back and forth, and who ends up causing the match is Liv in this situation, who's been very helpful for them all the time. And this time we got Dom on top of Liv, Yeah. And it was weird, it was funny because Dom was there. He wasn't necessarily getting up, but he wasn't committing to it. But Liv was also like a woman possessed, where she would not let you go, and you're just stuck there, and you're just like, no. Well, maybe not in that situation. Those other situations, maybe, but this one is more like, I don't know what to do. For a dad to basically come over there, get him off, and then Zelina comes back in, but Ray basically takes him out and wins, and she's trying to apologize to Dom the whole time. Like, we also got Sami Zayn, Bron Breakker, and look, I don't really care about the Sami Zayn talk, really, to be honest. But Bron Breakker coming out, I was like, let's be honest. He turns around and then he just spears the hell out of Sami Zayn, and that was crazy. I was like, they was only an arm length away for you to do that. Then I was like, Sami Zayn on the outside, Bron Breakker about to do his whole, almost like Braun Strowman, what Ludwig Kaiser does too, where they just go around the ring, and he about to do it again, and Sami Zayn jumps up, let him go into the steps. And then after that, they just start brawling on the outside, and just brawling on the outside. I thought he was going to try to do a Ludwig hit right down the apron, but he didn't. He let him get inside, and he did an exploder, and he set up for the Helluva Kick. Doesn't matter. Bron Breakker still broke him in half, and we're going to see how this goes at Money in the Bank. Last but not least, we got Drew McIntyre and Sheamus versus Ilya Dragunov. Banger of a match. Which all of them were pretty much tonight. I was like, they all pretty much got this is awesome chance. But I was like, you had the big body of Sheamus getting Drew over the crowd, little apron piece, and just doing his little like 10 smacks. Ilya Dragunov doing his move from like the top, from the apron onto the floor. I was like, Sheamus doing a bro kick, but not a bro kick, but hitting Dragunov with the knee from doing coast to coast. But in the end, Drew did say what he was going to do. He won the match for the Money in the Bank qualifier. I was like, no surprise here. It'd been fun if it was Ludwig Kaiser in this situation, but Drew was going to win regardless. And as of right now, looks like probably the odds-on favorite. There was no interruption of CM Punk or anything, which I doubt it. But yeah, that is your Monday Night Raw. I was like, a really good go-home show. There was really nothing here that was bad or whatever, nothing like that, or a snoozer. I was like, everything was on point. And with that, we're on to Money in the Bank. Peace. I'm out.